I'd like to welcome two lovely women to the stage, Leila and Indira. Please come up and join us. Please welcome to the stage.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Indira.
Hi, I'm Leila. So today we are going to share our experience of using AI and Microsoft AI in our organization. So I and Indira are data platform MVP, and also I'm AI MVP, so kind of we work in that area.
Yeah, a little bit about myself. We have done some timeline visual, so you can see for that we won't spend much time. I have been here in the data space over 15 years. And in my pastime, I teach kids technology. And so in the 2020, I floated a trust called Kids Tech Charitable Trust. I teach kids 9 to 10 years, 9 to 15 years old kids. And I work as a BI and SQL lead.
Okay. So same as Indira, I'm also in a data platform for over 10 years and working with Power BI and Microsoft AI from Azure, and also kind of try to speak in different conference, writing blog posts about these things. So it's actually, that was because we work together to running some kind of some business things together sometimes. So I asked Indira about that. Can she actually create a analytics report that empowered with the AI that helped me to actually find the relationship between the life expectancy and the other factor that can impact on that. In other words, we are going to see that how machine learning or Azure machine learning can be used in an analytics report. And she's going to create a Power BI report that empower with AI. Can you explain that, Indira?
Yeah. So here what you see is the key influences visual. I'm just going to play this. So what this does is it gives you the factors that influence life expectancy. So what influences life expectancy? This has all countries. So safe drinking water is the first one that decreases. With safe drinking water decrease, life expectancy is also decreasing. And if you look at female pupils, minimum including, so that also is decreasing, and the key influences visual also gives by how much it decreases. And when you look at New Zealand, the factors, you will see that the factors are different and the dynamically changes. So in New Zealand, GDP per capita is the most important factor compared to the safe drinking water in other countries. So you can also see how life expectancy is increased. There are all these other factors, and that's again for New Zealand. And you can remove that and then find that the factors are different for all the countries. And what key influences visual does is it identifies top segments. And if you click on each of the top segment, you will know which factor is making that segment. So that's a little bit in gist about key influences. And yeah, you can, when you see on the right-hand side, you can analyze your target variable and explain by all the factors. You can add as many factors as you want. And this is done without any experience in coding. We can just use the AI visuals in Power BI and then get to know all the factors. So next one I want to show you is the new visual that has been introduced a couple of months ago called Smart Narratives. When you get all the get the report done with all the visuals, you might want to write a summary of the report. So what this is showing is using the smart narrative visual And once you add it, it automatically generates the text for you. And you can add dynamic stuff to it. And when you click on Europe, see it's changing the summary only to in the context of Europe. And when you click both Europe and Asia, it is the summary is coming up for Europe and Asia. And also you can add your own stuff, and that stuff will stay. So I'm just typing there, and then you are that stuff stays there. How cool is it? You don't have to do anything. So next up is Leila and I actually run, this is an imagining scenario, fictitious scenario. We have an international company, and we go to a lot of countries, not in the COVID situation though. And we have two problems to solve, two challenges. One is we get a lot of business cards, and we want to add those emails into Outlook. And the other one is, because we go to a lot of countries, we get emails in different languages. So how do we turn that into English? So Leila, you can.
Yeah, sure. So that's a business actually problem, and we need to actually solve it without writing any code in R or Python, and we are going to actually to solve it using some kind of pre-built tools. So the scenario was that we meet anyone in the meeting or in the conference, we ask them to scan their business card and just return back to them, and that process automatically is going to insert the detail like phone number, name, and the email back to our Outlook. And for this scenario, I'm going to use two Microsoft Power Platform tools, Power Apps that actually embedded cognitive service set inside it, and also Power Automate that actually I didn't write a code, and in about 1 hour actually I create. Thank you, Indira. So here is actually a kind of the self-service creation app without writing any code in C#, just a drag and drop environment. I create an app that actually able to scan the business card and actually just connect it to the another tools of Power Automate that automation the process, and is going work together to work. So let's say this is a demo that I have. So you see that everything, there is no code in R or Python, just very simple coding here. So actually, as you can see, I'm going to scan one of my friend named Regan. So it's actually, I take a picture of that, and then it's going to detect his full name, and email, and I'm going to insert into my Outlook. And after a second, I have his information in my actually Outlook calendar, and it's done actually. So creating this, it took me about less than an hour. So that means that if I'm not a data scientist, that I don't know about how to code, still I can create a very smart application that can help me for daily job. So this is the one that actually used the cognitive services. So actually it used some parts of the form recognizer that Richard talked about that. Another scenario that actually we have, and Indira asked me, was about the considering as an international company, there are lots of email coming from different countries, and they may be written in the different languages. And we need an automated process that actually, as soon as the email arrives, is detect the languages and translate it and send it back to us. So no human involvement happen, and we can see the automation and AI together. So as you can see here, the email arrived, detect if the language is English, no need, just send it back, otherwise going to translate it. Again, I use the actually Power Apps that's embedded, actually has an AI builder. AI builder in Power Apps and Power Automate use the cognitive services that actually the part of the Microsoft. So as you can see, there is a process. If the email arrive, then sending us. So this is an email that actually is in Hindi. Actually, Indira gave that to me. And I send it, and after that, I open it, and it's going to translate it to English for me. So you can see that how it's easy actually to create this type of application in less than an hour. Are you happy with that, Indira?
So we can go on our international tour when the borders open.
Also after COVID, yeah.
Okay. So that's it. If you want to contact us, our details are here.